All right. Hello, everyone. And as people are rolling in here, welcome. We are so excited to get to chat with everybody today about summer games, which is coming up real quick here at the end of the month. Um, just as, again, we continue to have folks roll in here, we are recording this webinar tonight, and we will be posting it on our Summer Games website after sometime this week when we're able to get it uploaded. And additionally, we will be sending it out to all heads of delegation. So if you know someone who's missing this, they will be able to check it out later. Additionally, some notes. We do have a Q&A function on this webinar. So if you have any questions pop up throughout the webinar, please enter them in at the bottom of your screen. You'll see there's a section that says Q&A and it has a question mark on it. Just click on that and you should be able to type in any questions you might have. Kelly and I will do our best to get to any questions that pop up during the webinar and type responses back. Additionally, we will have hopefully some time at the end to answer any other questions that might pop up for folks. So we'll just give it maybe one more minute, probably not even, just maybe like 30 seconds here before we'll get kicked off with our content here that we're going to be sharing about summer games. All right. Again, everybody, welcome. We are so happy to have you here this evening. My name is Emily Carr. I'm the Senior Program Manager at Special Olympics Minnesota, and I'm here with Kelly Monicati, for who I'm sure most of you, she needs no introduction, but I will let her introduce herself. And then we will, again, just some quick reminders before we get kicked off with our webinar here. So, Kel, I'll let you take it away here.
Sure. Thanks, Emily. Welcome everybody to the webinar. My name is Kelly Monicati, and I'm the Vice President of Sports Health and Schools for Special Olympics Minnesota. I'm super excited to have our summer games at the U of M this year and give quite a, hopefully, great experience to every athlete and coach, family member, HOD, everyone in attendance this year at our summer games. So our office, our staff has put in a ton of work to make sure this is a great event. And Emily specifically has crossed a lot of T's, dotted a lot of I's to make sure that all of this goes off without a hitch. We know there will be some bumps along the way, but we're doing our very best to be as proactive as possible. If you have questions tonight, please let us know. If there's anything we can clarify between now and the games, we will try our best to do that. Both during the participant email that goes out as well as via our website. And so with that, I will turn it back to Emily and we'll start some of the information for you.
Fabulous. Thanks, Kel. And then again, just a quick reminder for everybody. Once again, we do have the Q&A function during this webinar. So if you have any questions pop up during the course of the webinar, please feel free to type your question into the Q&A at the bottom. And Kel and I will do our best to get those questions answered for you during the webinar, if not at the end when we have some time. So let's get going. Summer Games 2025. This is going to be taking place this year at the University of Minnesota from Friday, June 20th through Sunday, June 22nd. And we're going to get started just showing you what we're planning to talk about here tonight. We're going to be going over a lot of different things, very high level overview. We've got parking and shuttles, general sport overview for you. Lots of questions I know about meals, maybe some concessions questions. And then we also want to provide you an overview of both our Friday and Saturday night activities, and then wrap it up with some information on Healthy Athletes, our athlete village, and everybody's favorite, Fan Stop. Got to get you that new SOMN merchandise for the rest of 2025 here. So with that, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to talk a little bit about our parking and shuttle situation for this summer. So as you can see here, we are looking at our shuttle route for summer games. So the shuttle route is indicated in this kind of like pea green color that has yellow circles marked around it. The yellow circles indicate a shuttle stop. So The shuttle, as you can see here, is more or less a loop. The buses will be going on a continual loop. So with that said, they will be picking up at majority of the parking lots that we have. So there is a stop over at the Maroon Lot and Gold Lot areas and the 4th Street ramp area, which again is where we are going to encourage most all of our participants to park in, as well as our fans and spectators. Additionally, there is a shuttle stop over near the Skyu Ma lot, which is functioning as more of an overflow lot as well. The shuttles should be coming about every 10 minutes to a stop. So with that said, as you can see here, everything that we are going to be hosting is really within a couple block radius of each other. So with that, we do want to encourage walk if they are capable and are interested in walking. We do encourage that. In some instances, you might get where you need to go a little bit faster. However, if you are wanting to take the shuttle, obviously we have it there for you to use. So we encourage you to use that shuttle service as well if you have the time. As you can see here, we also have the shuttle timing denoted. I'll just let you look at those times. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they all start at 8 a.m. And run till competition conclusion time. The only additional note about the shuttle is that we do have an additional shuttle happening on Friday night, when our opening ceremonies are happening and our celebration ceremonies are happening at Northrop Auditorium. And that shuttle is going to be running from 5 to 8:30 p.m. And those stops will be at the 4th Street ramp and the Maroon Lot shuttle stop only. And then we'll be dropping people and picking people up from Northrop Auditorium. So again, that'll be a shuttle that has way less stops than the route that is taking place during the majority of the day, and will just be servicing that ceremonies route. The last couple notes here, again, as I briefly mentioned at the beginning, we do want to encourage folks to park in 4th Street Ramp, which is going to be closer to healthy athletes, and maybe if you're planning on walking, closer to our track and field stadium. And then Maroon Lot and Gold Lot are also going to be our highly recommended lots. Maybe if you are looking to get over to basketball, swimming, or gymnastics. Lot 37, which we'll get into later, is going to host our athlete village. It's kind of smack dab in the middle of where we're recommending everybody to park. So nice central location for that. And just very briefly, I know there are a number of people who are coming and staying overnight at the U or near campus, and you are allowed to park overnight at 4th Street Ramp and those surface lots, Maroon and Gold Lot that we mentioned as well. The only other additional note that we will send out to teams that are using buses, you will have to park your bus overnight in a surface lot. Again, we will communicate that out to teams that applies to.
Emily, can I jump in before you switch to
Yeah,
the next slide
absolutely.
with a
Please
couple of
do.
the questions that came in? Perfect.
Yeah.
So one is the bus loop that's here on the
Yep.
screen, if that's running clockwise or counterclockwise.
That is a fantastic question, actually. Yeah, great question. The bus loop is actually going to be running counterclockwise. So if you are parked in the maroon lot, your next stop is going to be lot 37. So basically, if you are parking in the maroon lot and are looking to get to swimming or basketball in like as little time as possible, I would probably recommend walking instead of taking the shuttle, because the shuttle will take you all the way around the route before you land at basketball.
Great. And then I just wanted to clarify one thing that Emily said. There is a lot 37, and that is a parking lot, but it will not be used for parking for our event for spectators. So that will be where our athlete village is. So if you're familiar with the U, familiar with lot 37, please know that that is not a parking lot that you will be able to actually park in. So these other lots that were referenced are the ones for you. And then a couple other questions, and I think we're going to get to this, but the accessible parking, and whether or not I think that's later in the broadcast, if you will, here, Emily, but go ahead and chime in if you need to on that one.
Yeah, accessible parking. There's going to be in all of those lots, there is a large number of accessible spots. And those I'm anticipating will be heavily used this weekend. I've been to 4th Street Ramp a number of times myself during our site visits and can confirm there are a ton of accessible spots available for folks, and in those surface lots as mentioned as well. Additionally, the shuttles on the accessibility note will be accessible. So for folks who use a device, you should be able to use those shuttles, which is awesome, and we're excited to be able to provide that for folks. Good to move on, Kel?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So, next thing I want to cover, credentials. So, Emily, do we have to pay for parking? Great question. Parking this year is actually going to be free for all of our registered participants. So that means athletes, coaches, and unified partners. Emily, how are you going to provide payment for these participants? Great question again. We are actually providing a parking voucher for all of our participants, which will be on the back side of each participant credential. So basically, what folks will end up doing is when they arrive, you'll press the ticket box, ticket booth, grab your ticket, and then on the way out, once you have your credential, you'll reinsert your ticket, and then you'll be able to scan your credential, which will have a QR code on the back, and that will act as your ticket, and it will be a voucher. So parking will be free for all participants. If you are not traveling with a participant or if you're a fan who's coming, great. We are excited to have you. Parking rates are listed in the slide here below. Friday from 9 to 5 during business hours, it is $3 per hour. And then any other time outside of that for the rest of the weekend, it is $1 per hour. So those are the rates you can expect to pay if you are not joining or riding with a registered participant. And then we also will have a couple other notes to talk about on credentials a little bit later as well. The last thing I want to touch on here on the parking and shuttle situation is just our website, summer.specialolympicsminnesota.org/parking-shuttles. I encourage you to visit our Summer Games website. There's a lot of great information on there that will hopefully help answer any number of questions you might have, whether it's related to parking or not. And again, as I mentioned briefly in the very beginning, we will be posting the recording of this webinar on our Summer Games website as well. So the website, again, just a great resource for you to visit with any questions you might have, whether it's related to parking or not. Kel, anything else I need to hit here before we move on?
There is one more question. How close are team buses going to be allowed to get to each facility?
Yeah,
Mainly for track and swimming is the
yep.
question, but I'm sure other people would have that question as well.
Yeah, and honestly, for any facility, as with any of our other Special Olympics events, I know this is unique because we're at the University of Minnesota, and that's a really unique scenario as compared to where we host a lot of our other events. You will be able to, whether you're coming in a bus or a car, you will be able to drop folks off as near as possible to the venue, as long as it's on a main road. I know there's going to be a ton of construction happening on University Avenue. As you can see, our shuttle route actually avoids University Avenue. So anywhere along this shuttle route does have normal traffic. So you should be able to get your team bus or your car dropping off your athlete, your coach, or unified partner. You can get it as close to the venue entrance as you can, anywhere on these roads that are available to be driven on.
Emily, can you clarify a little bit more or maybe repeat the information about individuals in wheelchairs and accessible parking and the buses being accessible as well? I think there just needs to be some clarification.
Yeah, so we do not have a specific lot that is designated for folks who need accessible parking. Just by nature of it being the University of Minnesota, they've done a great job of earmarking lots of accessible parking spaces within their own parking lots. So we will be utilizing the accessible parking spots that the University of Minnesota already has in place in those ramps that we are directing people to park in. As far as the shuttle goes, the shuttles will be accessible. So folks in wheelchairs or folks with walkers will be able to ride the shuttle. That's something we specifically asked the University of Minnesota to be able to provide for us, and we're excited to be able to have that opportunity for folks who might need it.
Great. Um, and then where do the buses park that are not staying overnight or for the evening?
Yeah, great question. Buses are going to want to go in any of the surface lots that I may or may not have mentioned earlier. Maroon lot, gold lot, Sky Uma lots. All of those are going to be more on the eastern side of this map. On the northeastern most shuttle stops will stop at those lots. Buses will be able to park in those lots and set up shop for as long as they need that day. So surface lots are the spaces that we encourage for bus parking. And we'll be sure to get that added to our website if it is not already indicated on there as well. So thank you for that question.
Excellent. Still on the parking scenario, so
Yeah.
bear with us as we get through everybody's questions. If people are getting dropped off, do you have a suggestion on where they should get dropped off?
So that's going to depend on the sport. Honestly, we recommend just dropping your participant off directly at the sport venue. And we'll talk about this later as well, but upon arrival, we do encourage all participants to head pretty much directly to their sport venue unless you are not arriving to summer games at that point in time to participate in your sport. If you're arriving to go to the village, great, go to the village. But if you are looking to drop someone off for their sport, I would honestly recommend following this shuttle route and dropping your athlete off at the nearest point to the venue on this shuttle route. Google Maps is always, I know this one is kind of tough because it's not the satellite version. Lots of times I find it very helpful to go on the satellite version so you can really actually see the roads and how close things are to the venues themselves. Again, speaking from experience and having been there a number of times and had a lot of conversations with the folks who have worked really hard to put this together for us, all of these shuttle stops are very close to their respective venues that they're trying to get everybody to. So I would lean heavily on this and use your best discretion when deciding where to drop people off.
Excellent. Um, You can, I would say as a backup, you could always be dropped at lot 37, which is where there will be a shuttle stop, and hop on the shuttle to get to the rest of our venues. So that's always an option as well. On this map, Emily, is the light rail designated if somebody is riding the light rail in?
Yeah, so the light rail stop actually, if you look on this map, on the far right, um, I believe it's just below where the Sky Uma lot is. So it's right off of University Ave. There's like a little marker that is not specifically denoted by a yellow stop on this map. So it's not a specific stop. But the light rail does stop like essentially on this route. So if you do take the light rail to the facilities, you will have a very short walk on University to a shuttle stop.
Excellent. And then, is there special parking for volunteers is the question, or that's the question. I'll let you take it.
Yeah, so great question. Is there special parking for volunteers? We are going to recommend volunteers park same thing in that maroon, gold, or sky Uma lot, just because volunteer check-in is going to be located in the athlete village in lot 37. So you'll either be able to walk to lot 37 from those lots or take the shuttle one or two stops to that lot from parking in those surface lots. Great question.
Great. And confirming, sorry, I'm not sure. I keeping my eye on the questions and you, if you answered whether all the buses are accessible or only some of the buses are accessible on our shuttle route.
Yep, I believe all of the buses should be accessible.
Excellent. And then on this map, there are lots of questions, and we're going to get to this in terms of sports and things like that. But since we have this map up and the icons are on there, can you point out the venues
Um,
for folks?
Yes, I will say there's going to be a map that's a little bit more legible for sports later, but just very briefly, and we're going to rip through these because I know we have still a lot of content to get to. If you are looking at the map and you see where University Avenue is, if you go down south on University Avenue, you will see a swim icon and a basketball icon. That is the location of our swimming venue and our basketball venue. And then if you go upwards from the swimming icon, you'll see an orange icon with a person who's kind of stretched out a little bit. That's our gymnastics icon. And then if you go straight up from the gymnastics icon, past the maroon eye icon, there's going to be another yellow icon that is not a shuttle stop, but actually has a person running in it. That's going to be our track and field location. And again, we're going to get to some easier to decipher maps for our sport venues here in just a bit. So, Cal, I think we, in the interest of time, probably need to move on, and we'll do our best to keep answering questions as the webinar progresses and at the end.
Yep, that was the last one before the next slide, so we're going on. Yep.
Perfect. All right, I'll turn it over to you for some sports.
Yes, so as Emily just mentioned on that other map, I wanted to point it out because it is on the map that has the bus route on it. But we do have maps that will be on our website. They should be on our website already that indicate where a lot of the information is. But for our sports, we have sports going on 3 days. This is a general look at the general schedule. But for our schedules, we have basketball going on all 3 days, as you can see on the screen, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for the most part, all day, all 3 of those days. Track and field going on all 3 of those days. On Sunday, it does wrap up a bit earlier. And then gymnastics will be Saturday only. So we'll have artistic gymnastics, and then that will be followed by rhythmic gymnastics in the afternoon. So gymnastics just on Saturday, and then swimming will be Saturday and Sunday. I'll take the most of the day, both days, but we will have swimming happening on both days. Um, in general, a couple things to note, and I think it might be on the next slide if you could move through there, Emily.
Absolutely.
Um, but a couple of things to mention. Again, back to this map, which hopefully is helpful. It tells a lot of different things. But as Emily mentioned earlier, best bet is to go directly to your sport venue when you arrive, or you're dropping people off, unless you're getting there super early to experience Healthy Athletes or the Athlete Village, which we definitely recommend. Our staff has put an absolute ton of work into both those locations, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the coming slides. But please go ahead and visit those areas. It'll be great. But if you want to get straight to your sport venue, that would be ideal. We will have the head coaches pick up the delegation bags at their sport venue. So that's where everyone will get their credentials and all of that type of thing. The goal there is to get your credentials so that when you leave, you have the parking QR code on the back
And Kel, I
to
just
be able
want
to.
to hop in here really quick. We had a really good
Mhm.
question from Sharon. Question was, can we pick up team packets for sports, so swimming and gymnastics, if folks want to pick up their team packets on Friday night, even though they don't begin participating until Saturday, are they able to do that? Great question. Yes, we are going to have team packets available for pickup for gymnastics and swimming at the general information tent in Athlete Village on Friday. That again will just be on Friday. Once Saturday morning rolls around, those team packets are going to be at their specific sport venues. So again, as Kelly just mentioned, head to your specific sport venue, and on days of competition, that is where your packets and bags will be for pickup. All good.
Perfect.
Thanks, Kel.
Yep, no problem. A couple of quick shout outs. So specifically for basketball, those are in two different areas of Recwell. And so the pickup for the packets will be in two different locations, half court in one and full court in the other. And there will be plenty of signage for you to get where you need to go. That was a question that I noticed in the Q&A earlier too, and our marketing team has been working diligently to make sure that we have signage everywhere we can possibly have it, both inside and outside. So please know that you should be able to find your way, flag somebody down, and we can help you if not. Another big question always comes up about track and field. This venue is beautiful. It's very nice. The stands are quite large, but it does not lend itself to having tents and canopies for team camps that teams have done in the past, delegations have done in the past. So please just know that they won't be able to be set up. There is quite a bit of area underneath the stands if you need to get out of the sun for a bit. There's some shade under there, but we can't have teams bringing in tents and canopies. In terms of chairs, I know that's generally a question as well. If you bring a chair, there is some cement behind the stands that you could probably set up, but there are not team camp areas. So to bring a whole bunch of chairs and set up a team camp area is just not going to be conducive this time around. So we do recommend that teams for track be in the stands and to utilize the seats there. Those stadium seats that you can bring and are padded and put on a bleacher seat are really, really wonderful. If you have those, feel free to bring those, but that's going to be the best practice this year around. We know that limits delegations a little bit from what we've been able to have in the past. We do apologize for that, but that's a limitation of this particular venue. And I think, unless there are questions, Emily, I think you
No
can keep
questions.
on moving.
Got them all answered. Great job, Kel. Perfect. All right, we're going to move on to meals and concessions. So, I know always lots of questions about food at our competitions. We've got some answers hopefully here for you. So I'll start with lunches. As per usual, lunches are going to be provided for all of our registered participants, and that is our athletes, our coaches, and our unified partners. So something that's different for this year, instead of giving tickets away, typically we've given tickets that are in team delegation packets. Lunch tickets are actually going to be on each participant credential. So instead of using a ticket, people will just need to bring their credential with them up to the lunch area. And then that will be checked off when that participant, excuse me, receives lunch for that day. So hoping that makes things a little bit easier, but also, as you can assume now, that means your credential is gold for the weekend. So make sure to hang on to your credential and make sure you know where it is. Lunch will be taking place from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at each venue during days of competition. Track and gymnastics, both of those will be in locations that you essentially cannot miss when you are at the venue. And then basketball and swimming lunches. Unfortunately, there's no great place in either of those venues to serve lunch. So we have the next best thing, and we are going to set up basketball and swimming lunches in the field house, which is also where our healthy athletes is going to be taking place. So when you have time in your schedule, feel free to bop on over to the field house and pick up your basketball and swimming lunches, which will be, I think, really, really great and get everybody into healthy athletes as well.
And
Concession.
sorry, Emily, just
Yeah.
really quick on that topic. There will be tables
Yep.
and chairs in the field house too, so you can
Yes.
either pick them up and take them, or you can stay there and eat your lunch. Your
Yep.
call.
Yes. Great clarification, Kyle. Thank you. Next thing, we want to chat quickly about concessions. Concessions will be available at the track and field stadium, at the swimming aquatic center, and at Maturi Pavilion where gymnastics is taking place. If you are going to be participating in or watching basketball, the nearest concessions for you are going to be the swim concessions, which are actually right next door, so super close. And the buildings are actually connected, so super, super close. And then for basketball, since swimming is only taking place on Saturday and Sunday, and basketball also takes place on Friday, if you are a basketball attendee and are interested in concessions on Friday, we encourage you to visit our Athlete Village in Lot 37 for many different food options that our team has worked really hard to put together for you. The last thing, concessions at the U are going to be card only, no cash. That is not a policy that we have put into place. That's a University of Minnesota policy that we are just passing on to all of you. So just so everybody's in the know. Last note, anything, Kel, that
Go ahead.
no? Okay. Last note from me on meals, dinners. So uh, and Kelly will mention a little bit more about dinners in some Friday and Saturday night evening overviews. But teams were communicating dinner numbers to our office prior to a deadline that we provided them. And a huge thank you to all the teams who worked so diligently to put those numbers together for us and communicate them back to us. That was a huge help, and we're really excited about the numbers that we received back and are looking forward to a great turnout on both Friday and Saturday evenings now. So with that said, heads of delegation will receive dinner tickets from us sometime in the next week or so to distribute those dinner tickets to all of the folks who are attending from their delegation. These tickets for dinner will be in a PDF format. So that means that any dinner attendee who is forwarded this PDF ticket will either be able to print the PDF ticket if they are more comfortable with that and bring that day of to the dinner, or they will be able to pull up the PDF on their mobile device and show it to us as their ticket day of as well. That's my roundup on the meal situation for summer games. Kelly, anything in the Q&A that I can cover here right now, or good to move on to your Friday and Saturday night overview?
Yeah, if you want to take over the Q&A and answer some of those that are sitting there, I think that will work
Great.
great, and I
Awesome.
will take over presenting.
Sweet. Sounds good.
All right, Friday and Saturday nights. We are very, very excited about our Friday and Saturday night festivities this time around. Not that we're always not always thrilled, we are, but we have put a lot of time and effort into these events, mainly from a lot of the feedback that we've heard over the years from all of you. So, with that, Friday night is our celebration ceremonies, and we are so excited to be at Northrop for celebration ceremonies. And we have paired that with the dinner so that we can do them in the same general location. We can feed everyone. Delegations were allowed to give us dinner numbers for anyone and everyone who is going to be coming to ceremonies, which is a nice perk as opposed to only those who are registered delegates. So we're very excited about that. If you're familiar with the U, there is a lawn right outside Northrop Auditorium where they do a lot of events, and that is where we will have our dinner on Friday night. So dinner will start at 5:30. It will take that ticket. Again, as Emily said, if if your delegation got a ticket for you, we do ask that you please honor that reservation and actually come through for dinner and come to ceremonies. So again, that will start at 5:30 and it will be followed right after that inside the auditorium at 7 o'clock with celebration ceremonies, which is just really coming together super nicely and will be very, very exciting. In addition to that, just kind of a nice thank you for attending ceremonies and being part of our event. We will be giving everybody who attends ceremonies a shirt, Team Minnesota USA Games shirt. So we're really excited to be able to offer that to everyone as well. And that will be a fun evening. On Saturday night, as you see at the bottom, you asked, we answered. We really, really, really hope you're there. Saturday night, we will be having a dance. It's been a long time since we've had a dance. We're very excited about it. And Saturday night will be tied to a dinner as well. So as you see on the screen, dinner starts at 4 p.m. This will be in lot 37, so where the village is all day long, we will have our evening activities there. This is another dinner ticketed event where we asked for numbers in advance. Please honor the reservation. Dinner will be at 4 o'clock, and then the dance will start at 6 o'clock. There's lots of space there. If the tent with music is too loud, there's some quieter space that will be in the village as well. So all are welcome. We really are excited that we will have a band playing from 5 to 7, and then a DJ following that till approximately 8 o'clock. So a little something for everyone. Hopefully, you're all there. Again, very, very excited to offer a dance, and we hope everybody will come out and enjoy it. Um, those are the main things about, you know, Friday and Saturday night. Any questions, Emily, that I can answer?
No, I think we're looking good, and I think we can switch back out, and I'll let you hop back into the Q&A. When we
Sounds good.
well, actually, I can stay on the Q&A because I believe our next topic is healthy athletes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, healthy athletes. Yeah, so Healthy Athletes is a big event at Summer Games, always has been. And this year it's even bigger. So we are really, really excited to bring even more Healthy Athletes screenings to our event. And if for those of you who are super familiar with our summer games, a lot of our Healthy Athletes is usually limited to Saturday and just a little bit on Sunday, and we've been able to expand that just a little bit. Before I jump into too much of that, if you'll notice right on the map, right square in the middle is the Healthy Athletes. It's in green. It's at the field house, so there's plenty, plenty of space. If you're over there from swimming or basketball to pick up your lunch, and you have time to spare, jumping into those Healthy Athletes screenings will be a really good thing. And that Healthy Athletes Village, or not village, but Healthy Athletes area on Friday will consist of a Med Fest, which is mainly for our Team Minnesota folks that will be attending from 9 to 2. But we have a few other things going on. And then it will be open 9:30 to 3:30 on Saturday and 9 to 1, I'm sorry, 9 to noon on Sunday. So, Emily, if you can switch to the next screen.
Absolutely.
We'll talk a little bit more about some of the specifics. So this slide here lays out a little bit more specifics in terms of which screenings we're doing on which days. Hopefully that can help you plan your days, if you will. Again, the MedFest for Team Minnesota. But then in the afternoon on Friday, we jump over to Healthy Hearing. There's also the warm up and cool down area with Jack and some other volunteers that we've been incorporating into some of our events. So we're excited to have that back. So that will be Friday. On Saturday, Healthy Hearing, Fun Fitness, Opening Eyes, Special Smiles, Strong Minds. So a fun, amount of events happening on Saturday. And then Sunday, Strong Minds, Health Promotion, sorry, and Special Smiles. So very exciting to be able to have such a good amount of health screenings available on various days so that everybody can take advantage of as many of them as possible. With that, we always like to offer some of our incentives for attending and going through the screenings. Athletes are going to earn a collectible pin, which is kind of a fun way to recognize which screenings they've been through. In addition to that, we are bringing back the shoe incentive for going through Healthy Athletes. So athletes who complete 4 or more of the screenings will receive a free pair of shoes. So hopefully that gets many athletes motivated to come on over to Healthy Athletes, as they are free for every athlete. So whether athletes are registered to be at Summer Games or they're coming to support friends and or spectating, if they're registered with Special Olympics for anything and everything throughout the year, they are eligible to go through Healthy Athletes and earn that a free pair of shoes. So hopefully we'll see them there. In addition, we would like to offer our coaches an incentive for helping get the athletes to healthy athletes. We know that much of their schedule depends on, being with the team and being with the coaches. And so coaches can also earn an incentive item of a free backpack by bringing a minimum of 5 athletes over to get screened. And there's a way to register that once you get over to healthy athletes. So we're excited about that. Picking up those incentive items will be over in lot 37. So hopefully that drives some traffic over there, but also streamline some of that a little bit away from the things going on in healthy athletes once that's complete. Um, the other thing that I want to say is just a little bit of a plug. If we can scoot to the next slide, Emily. Just a little bit of a plug here. So, aside from summer games, but also related, is that all of our healthy athlete screenings are run by volunteers, whether that's a clinician who has a certification, anything related to the medical field, or as a volunteer going through school for a particular endeavor, nurses, all of that type of thing. And we need more volunteers to be able to continue offering great screening. So as we have all of you on, who many of you are parents, friends, family, if you hold a certification or have an expertise in the medical field, we would love to have a conversation about how you might be able to help us with our healthy athlete screenings. Coming up in the future. So if you'd like to have that conversation, please reach out. We would definitely love to expand our volunteers for those healthy screenings. So with that, I will turn it back to Emily. If you want to jump in, or if there's any questions I can answer, I'm happy to
I think
do that
we're
as well.
doing good on questions, Cal, so we will keep moving right along. Thank you.
Great.
I'm going to take us home here. Athlete Village and Fan Stop. So as Kel mentioned, again, we've got folks on staff who worked really hard to put together great offerings for you in Athlete Village all weekend long. So just looking at the schedule here, we do have Athlete Village open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can see the schedule here for the time. And again, plugging our website again, all this information is on our Summer Games website once again. And as Kelly has briefly highlighted as well, Athlete Village is taking place in that UMN Lot 37 that is highlighted and outlined in orange on this map. So things to note, that's where both Athlete Village and Fan Stop will be taking place. Athlete Village, lots of cool stuff happening there throughout the entire weekend. Aside from the Healthy Athlete Incentive Pickup, which will be awesome. And I know many of you are looking forward to heading over and experiencing that. You can just see the list of things that are going to be taking place in Athlete Village. Again, as I mentioned earlier, for food, there are a ton of great food truck options that, again, our staff has worked really hard to put together for everybody. So definitely swing over there and try some food that's out there. We do have a sensory space that's going to be in the Athlete Village as well, along with our information tent where those delegation bags for gymnastics and swimming will be on Friday. And then our volunteer check-in will be in Athlete Village as well. More is the last bullet there. This is not a comprehensive list of everything that is taking place in Athlete Village. I think we would need like an hour and a whole new slideshow to go through everything that is going to be in Athlete Village over Summer Games weekend. So go see for yourself. Go check it out. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, people have worked really hard to make that an awesome experience for everybody. Last thing here, Fan Stop. Come get your new SOMN merchandise at Fan Stop. As I mentioned earlier, the main location is going to be in that Lot 37 area. And we do have satellite locations that are actually going to be at each sport venue. So if you are, in a rush to get to track one day and end up spending the entire day at track and don't end up making it over to lot 37, no problem. We're going to have Fan Stop over there for you at track anyway, so you can still check out your new SOMN merch. One quick little plug again that I want to give. We do have these commemorative shirts for each sport, actually, that our lead Fan Stop guy, Troy, has worked really hard to put together for everybody. And you can actually pre-order these shirts. If you visit our, again, Summer Games website, under each sport, you can order a sport-specific shirt online. If you pre-order it by tomorrow, there also will be limited supplies available of these at each venue. But if you really want to snag one, make sure to do the pre-order. Again, that pre-order is good through tomorrow. So be sure to get that done if you're interested in the shirt. I believe that that's everything I needed to cover with these two items. Kel, anything else that I either missed or questions that have popped up before we just let folks have some last couple minutes here for general questions?
No questions in the Q&A right now. Keeping my eye on it here for a
Yeah,
minute or two though.
great.
So,
Yeah, well, with that said, everybody, again, if you have any last questions, feel free to pop them in the chat right now. Otherwise, as I mentioned earlier, and as is shown on the screen here right now, please go check out our Summer Games website. There's a ton of information on there for all of you, including all the maps, schedules, general information that we just shared with all of you. A large, vast majority of that is on our website. So, want to encourage everyone to visit that with any questions they might have. I see we do have a few questions rolling in here. Um, will the shoes be by a voucher or will the shoes be there on site? Great question, Lisa. We will be having the shoes actually on site at Lot 37 at the incentive pickup. So I know in the past we've maybe run into some sizes running out a little too fast. I know if there are shortages of sizes, we will be providing vouchers and making sure that everybody does end up eventually with a pair of shoes that fits them. So great question. How much are the commemorative shirts? Great question. I actually don't know that answer off the top of my head. However, again, if you check out the link on our Summer Games website for the shirts, that will be listed on the website and the website that you can order those shirts on. Will there be breakfast provided for those staying at the dorms? Yes, breakfast will be provided for those staying at the dorms. That was something that was offered to our participants that are coming from further outside of the metro. So teams that chose to take advantage of that will be provided breakfast during their stay. Let's check out some more questions that we have. Kelly, you want to take over for some of these, maybe?
I sure can. First of all, Lisa actually put in the chat that it's $20 a shirt. My guess is she has seen the shirt, and that's probably an accurate answer. So thanks, Lisa, for chiming in there. My athlete wears two sizes of shoes. How will that work? I am not sure, to be honest, on that. So I would connect with the volunteers who are helping to give those shoes out, and they'll do their best to work with you. I'm not sure what resources we have, but definitely ask the question. I would do that. Um, in addition, let's see, there are some questions regarding the credential, and I just want to make sure that we clarify that the credentials are being printed for anyone who is a registered participant with a delegation, as well as the volunteers who are coming. So if you've registered to be there, then there will be a credential for you. If you're a parent who's coming as a spectator, there will not be a credential for you. So you do have to be a registered individual. The parking cost for individuals who are not registered is very low, and it will be recorded on our website, so you can kind of see how much that would cost. Otherwise, if you have somebody in your car with a credential who is a registered participant, feel free to use the QR code that's on the back of that credential to get out of the parking lot for free or on us, if you will. Can we pick up our credentials on Friday? I think we spoke about that a little bit earlier, but just to reiterate, if you are in a sport that is on Saturday and Sunday only, so swimming or gymnastics, and want to pick up your credential, basically your packet, the HOD picking up the packet at the ceremonies, that, sorry, not at the ceremonies, but at lot 37, which is the village. That's where you could pick up your packet for swimming or gymnastics. If you're arriving on Friday, you'd pick up the packet in the village. So, um, again, it seems I'm not clear. The question is, I'm not clear whether registered volunteers are considered registered participants. When we say participants, sorry, we use a lot of different words to mean a lot of different things, and that can be definitely can be confusing. If you registered via our website as a volunteer through our process where you registered to be a scorekeeper or a judge or do awards or anything of that nature. So that's what we call a day of volunteer. That means you registered through our system. You're going to be checking in as a volunteer and doing your role. Then you will get a voucher to be able to do the parking. If you are a registered individual on a delegation, so you're an athlete, unified partner, or coach that is planning on attending with your delegation, you will receive the credential that also has the parking QR code on the back. If you're not registered and at all in any of those ways, and you're just attending the games as a spectator, not just, we'd love to have you there, but if you're attending the games as a spectator and haven't registered with us for a particular role, then you will not have a credential and we don't have the QR code for you. Again, if you're riding with somebody who has a credential, please feel free to use that QR code. Other questions? If we're part on Friday and stay the whole weekend, then we just use the credential once. Is that correct? Lisa, I'm not sure if I have the full scope of your question. Emily, if you do, please feel
Yeah,
free to
I
chime
think
in.
so. Lisa, feel free to type in another question if I don't answer this correctly. I'm wondering if you park on Friday and stay the whole weekend and just leave your car parked and then exit on Sunday. Yes, you will only be using the credential as a parking voucher just one time. Perfect. Great. Glad that answered your question. Perfect. Alrighty.
Excellent.
Any last questions here before we wrap it up? Thanks everybody again for hopping on tonight. Appreciate you all with your great questions and um,
There you go.
thank
There's
you.
one
Yeah,
last question, and I'm surprised it didn't come up until now. So
yeah,
whoever put the chat,
we've been answering
thank you.
it. Yes, so schedule for each
Chiming in.
sport
Okay.
will be sent out sometime this week to all heads of delegations, and those will be disseminated to all participants. So you can check that out again sometime this week. Thanks all.
Excellent.
All
Thanks for
righty.
attending, everybody. Have a great
Appreciate it.
night.
And we'll catch you all next time. Thank you.